Hello, this is Genesis Jesus. I'm Play Worker Ellie, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit, just for a couple of minutes, about personal statements. And personal statements had been on my heart for probably over 15 years since I left sixth form college, and it's only recently when I've been really seriously considering studying at university level, and specifically wanted to share about the impact that a personal statement can have on an application, because it's from the writer's voice in which the writer can convey and influence the way that the institution it perceives them, and in other ways of the application, asking questions about the character, referring to the character from the personal perspective is not allowed. It's more of an objective. What have you done? What qualifications do you have to become eligible? So this specifically was special, and I asked for advice the first time I was seeking to write this. This year was when I went onto my old sixth form college website, and I saw a former teacher of mine who had submitted a PowerPoint presentation about UCAS, which is the UK University Application Process Portal, and just the gist about personal statements and what it would take to be ready for the plan stage of writing this thing. And I also sent this thing to people that I respect to get it reviewed. And thank you for those who have supported the GoFundMe so far. And because there's a dog outside, I would like to thank you so much for all of this support you've been getting. I'm overwhelmed that I'm already 25% done with the GoFundMe, for your lifelong support, for going all in, for pledging even small amounts. It all goes further. And the personal statements I was sending to those people and getting it fed back, and that was really critical for me to writing better and having a better finished result. I'm applying to a theological seminary, and in this particular type of application process, there were questions like, what are you doing daily routine to keep up your and maintain your spiritual life? What are you doing in terms of your discernment of your spiritual life, and how did you become a Christian, and or even a faith believer or no faith believer? Like where are you right at now in your spiritual life, and why do you want to do this course? And that's where the personal statement best fits into the application process. So same again, 500 words. It was just questions were more open-ended, and one of the first things that I did was I looked at YouTube shorts and videos and vlogs of personal statement writers, applicants for university, who had proudly written something, got into their university, and here they were explaining what it was, just kind of a little bit like I'm doing, except I'm talking to a GoFundMe or a patronage or sponsors of me. And in terms of what they were doing, they were sharing about what worked for them and some of the mistakes they made. And one of the mistakes that I noticed, which was a pattern, was not including things that the person actually liked themselves, or the mistake that I didn't want to make was how I can write something just to people please and fit into a box or pigeonhole of what would create an eligibility world. Where I don't think that was something I wanted to do, specifically because I'm a mature student going into university, and I wanted to create a world where this was really blessed by God, and that the people in the institution were going to know me, and they were going to understand really what I liked and what I preferred, and what my focus was about studying in this field of academic study. And so when I had learnt that, that's when I got really excited, because I am a people person, and the first thing that I wrote about was the focus, that my favourite thing about this field of study, and that was negotiating mental illness in young people and befriending hurting participants, finding out the next practical steps, meeting people's needs, specifically in critical safety situations, but also in low-level, non-critical situations as well. And so I wrote, befriending hurting participants to negotiate mental illness is what initially sparked my interest. So I went straight into the topic or the focus that I wanted to rest in, and the rest of the personal statement kind of elaborates on that. And I talk about 3018 training I did with safeguarding as a level 2 safeguarding lead. I talked about volunteering I've done with local projects like the Blackbird Leeds Adventure Playground. I did want to talk about the National Youth Theatre, but a lot of that experience was kind of small in comparison to my lifeguarding experience. So I ended up spending a lot more time in my personal statement describing the influence of creating a supportive and safe environment for young people as a lifeguard. And that was fun. And I have been doing that for 2 years, so that was something significant and relative to youth work. So I also wanted to share a little bit about some of the reflections I made on the goals, because something about writing this personal statement was it helped me really to focus in on the person that I aspire to be, or the kind of youth worker that I want to end up becoming as a result of this. And of course, I intend on continuing to be a Christian, a believer in Jesus, that he is Lord, and from being in the presence of God, that helping to create an overflow of healing for others. Because of him rather than because of my strength and my self-worth. However, self-worth and self-care has been a huge thing for me to develop, as I've come from a difficult background as a care leaver. And so safeguarding was another topic and reflection which I also elaborated on, and I described it as one which excites me, and the course would further strengthen and enhance my existing understanding. In terms of a structure or plan for writing this, I had used what was researched on YouTube Shorts from other writers of personal statements, and it was to write about the activity that was listed, whether it's street pastors or lifeguarding, or whether it was volunteering at Blackbird Leeds Adventure Playground, what it involved, what the skills were that were gained from that experience, and then how it relates to study at university. So you're like bringing it home at the end, and creating a world where this is the focus that I want to see turn over and transformed and renewed to become a more impactful human and a better human as a result of studying. And then that was the way that I planned this. And I'm going to do some reading as well. So I'm happy to read some more of my personal statement, just to share with you a gist of what it will look like perhaps for yourself. So since January 2024, I have been working with street pastors in Oxford who provide impartial care to those who are vulnerable on the streets at night time. Through watching what they do, I have been able to further develop my active listening skills, liaisoning and communication, observation, as well as managing teams to demonstrate the kingdom principle of love. And Isaiah 1:17 has been a key verse for me, carrying responsibility to help the fatherless. I connect deeply with this as it has been my own experience, and that throughout the Bible, when God cares about helping survivors to get the support they need in crisis, then I know that God asks us to defend the rights of the fatherless. So in summary, please get it reviewed, get the feedback, try to create a structure that's familiar with you, comfortable for you to drill in some of those goals, those skills, and how it relates to the course itself. And particularly with my goal, I want to really help, if it's God's will, to do this project called Genesis Jesus, which is helping the church in ministry to become more aware of the influences that trauma and recovery can help to bring the gospel to to the present moment in our world, and to make the gospel relevant and urgent as Jesus saves. He saves the lost. He doesn't come for to save those who are healthy, but for those who are or the righteous, but those who are sick and indeed needing a physician. So thank you for listening, and God bless you.